got a package. I think it came a day early. A package. I know what that sounds like. Legos. Aha. I know what that is. These are Legos for me. For Christmas, I got my first ever Lego set. My husband and I had so much fun building it that I'm hooked now. I needed to buy some little parts to add to what we already have so that I can build something, because I have something in mind. Follow along in my Lego journey. Yes, Grandma plays with Legos. Say project table. Sometimes I do crafts here. I've been keeping a Lego set up for when my grandchildren come over. Here is a castle that I created with the help of my grandchildren. I started building it. The grandkids come over. They play with it. They break parts of it. They add to it. And sometimes they have some good ideas and I see what they try to do and I take their ideas and develop it. And every time they come, they do a little bit more and I take their ideas and I work with it. And so it's been expanded to have this extra room. Last time the girls were here, Elena said this is hers and Elizabeth said this is her house, and they're joined by a bridge. That's the way they wanted to play. This cabinet has a bunch of containers in it with a bunch of Legos. Legos that we bought for our kids over the years. Still have lots of Legos in here. They're organized by color. Because I've been playing with Legos. Yes, I play with Legos. I have been reorganizing the containers. I found out that it was too hard to find what you're looking for if you just have large tubs with one color. These are obviously blues. I'd like to divide it out further because it's just one container that has everything that's blue. But we don't have too many of those blues, but we had like a ton of gray and a ton of black, quite a bit of red, so it was important to divide them out. Those are yellows, dark greens, beige. So I've been buying these sectionals so that you can divide them by not only by color but by shape. And I find that the smaller the compartments are, the easier it is to find exactly what you're looking for. This has got black, but they're divided by size. It's a whole lot easier and faster to find exactly what it is you want. And just been dividing all of it. This one is a combination of, yes, there's some odd shapes that are different. They're the same shapes, but different colors. But it just breaks it down a whole lot easier to find what pieces you have, to know what you're looking for. I also have these containers here where we have Legos organized by type or color. This drawer is arches of different sizes. And these are ones that have these little turning points. Like this has got you could have a hinge thing, or some odd ones. And this is anything that has two nubs on it. Sometimes they're plain, and even though this is an angle, it's still considered two because you got two to a side. The singles are in their own place. So it doesn't matter if the colors are mixed up. They're either going to be an angle or a twosie. I call that a twosie. And for the really small pieces, I have them divided by type. So you know what color you want, but it's really the piece you want to find. They're just random pieces, so it doesn't matter if the colors are mixed up. It's by the type of piece. Okay, so here we have the king's bedroom, and there's a little walk path through here. And we have the guard's bedroom, and then there's a bridge that leads to the queen's bedroom. We have guards everywhere. The guards that come into the main castle. Down here is the kitchen. We've got guards at the entrance, and we've got guards with cannons on this side of the castle. guards up on the castle. And I'm not sure what happened to the guard that was in the tower. He's no longer there. Sometimes my cat comes and knocks things over. The cat's always knocking these things over. Or knocking off flags. And I'm not exactly sure what these rooms are, but there are stairs that come up so they can get up to this level. But I suppose this could be like servants' quarters. So it's a castle set up right now. And this is not made from a kit. These are just leftovers from all the years of my boys and my kids building Lego sets. Because we bought them lots of sets over the years. And I've saved them because I didn't want to part with them because I knew grandkids would come someday and I want them to have something. Last time we had a fort, cowboys and Indians set up. But the time before that, it was a pirate ship. So I will change the scenes periodically so that there's something started to inspire them to play. They come, they always go directly to this table, and they know the Legos are available, and they play with it. I also took the time to put together the peoples. We have, you can see Star Wars. Those are townspeople, other people, superheroes, the ladies. I have very few ladies. My granddaughters always request to play with the ladies. They want to pull the ladies down. Here we have cowboys and Indians. Here we have pirate gang, more medieval knights, and we have more medieval horses and knights. So I always keep the little peoples out so they can, whichever setup we have, if we have the pirate ship, then I'll pull these out for them. If we have the fort set up, then I'll pull these little peoples out. So the grandchildren know that whenever they come here, they can play with Legos. And they're old sets. Stuff, some of it probably is not even available today. This is parts for making people, leftover parts. Accessories, body parts, skeletons. A boutique hotel. My husband and I are going to build it. For years, I have been buying Lego sets for my grandchildren for their birthdays and for Christmas. I love Legos. I think Legos are great. It's not just a toy. It's something to stretch the imagination. You can build anything. You're only limited by the imagination. And Einstein said imagination is unlimited. So Lego is always a great gift to give. They're timeless treasures that they're good for any age. So right around the week of Thanksgiving, it was Insider Weekend where I got double points. With those double points, I said this is the perfect time to buy all of the Christmas gifts. So I have 14 grandchildren. I bought Lego sets for all of them except for that enabled me to earn the value of this, which was on my wish list. I never really thought that I would get anything on my wish list. There's some really cool sets. They're very expensive and they're on my wish list. And this was one of them. And this went on sale and I couldn't resist. So I had to get it. First time in my life I ever got myself a Lego set. Matter of fact, I don't think I ever got them as a child. We are gonna build this. Catalog?
No instruction.
This is the instruction book?
Yep.
Whoa, that's a very thick instruction book. So my husband and I had fun building our first Lego set. Sometimes we worked on it together, and other times he just worked on it by himself. I was glad to see him take the initiative to build. Doing something creative is good for the mind, and he needed a hobby. I have many hobbies to keep my mind active. having fun?
Yes.
Now my Lego scene has changed. We have a town with streets. Yeah, and a cat. A giant cat. Oh, she's gonna lie down right here. Well, this is the City Hall building. And then we have a police station with, they got a snack area. And they got a holding cell with a bed. And this is a shop where they sell outdoor outdoor accessories. And this is a bank. A bank there. And that's where they keep the money in the treasure chest. Cat, what are you doing? And here's the manager's office and the boardroom where they have meetings. And we have a police car and a city bus. And then there's a car. And then we have the boutique hotel, which I got for Christmas, and my husband and I built it together. And down here at the end, we have the front of a museum. It's actually an Egyptian museum and has a lot of Egyptian artifacts in it. Well, not a lot, but a few. And the road goes nowhere. So when my grandchildren come to play, they will have a new scene to play with. I do want to create a couple of houses, yeah, at least two, because my two granddaughters love to play with the Legos, and I want them to each have their own home. I gotta figure out where it can fit though. But anyways, this is a scene that I just been playing with every now and then to give my grandchildren something to play with when they come to visit, and I am expecting them tomorrow, so we'll see how they like it. Here's an overview of the town that I started, which has grown since the grandchildren have visited. The town now has 2 homes. The hotel has a lake behind it where visitors can go on a rafting adventure. Here is the street view of the town. I have added a restaurant where the townsfolk and visitors can get a bite to eat. Museum, which my granddaughter put a mummy inside, so that's a good idea. I'd like to have it be a little bit bigger, but there's not enough space for it right now. Inside the museum, it's an Egyptian museum, so there's a lot of Egyptian decor. Down this street, behind City Hall, is a home. This home has a terrace. You can see the kitchen, a dining area, and a sitting area. I haven't added a second floor because then it would be too hard to play with to move the people around. My husband enjoyed building this new model police car, which is parked outside of the police headquarters. Here's a look inside the police station. My granddaughter put a lady behind the desk at the computer, of course. Some of the police are having their snack time, or maybe it's a lunch break. My granddaughters put a man in the holding cell. Down the street, past the boutique hotel, is the new restaurant with a boardwalk that goes out to the lake. And then we have a 2-story home. The lake is on the back side of the hotel. The restaurant has a gazebo for outdoor eating. Down the street, behind the police station, is the entrance into the bank. My granddaughter placed a woman behind the teller's counter. This is the vault where the money is kept safe. And in the boardroom, my granddaughter called all the men leaders of the town to a meeting. And here's the bank manager's office. He is presently in the boardroom meeting. Here is a peek inside the red house on the corner of the town. You see a living room and a kitchen, maybe. Upstairs, we have a canopy bed, a bookshelf that includes books, and then there's a telephone on top of the dresser with a chair nearby to sit and talk on the phone. I have my eye on a shopping center to add to the town, but I have to wait for the right time to purchase it. A young lady with an umbrella, taking a stroller. Maybe she's waiting for the bus. We got a little guy selling coffee, a lady outside the art shop, and looks like we have a grandma who's checking into the hotel, and I forget what this guy's called who's got her suitcase and he's going to escort her into the hotel, and there's a little kitty cat. And I don't know if we can manage to build a church or not, but I think they enjoyed playing with it. So this is like a grandchildren play area, but I have fun with it too. I hope you enjoyed this video as I'm just playing with Legos. Lots of doors and windows. I've been building buildings. I haven't got a building for this yet, but isn't that a cool door? So I've been, collecting like furniture pieces and doors and windows because I didn't have enough doors and windows. So I've been adding to the collection.